to my YouTube channel. Today's topic is going to be about ethics, and we all know that the dental boards cover a lot of question on the topic ethics. And as international dentist, this is something we are not well aware about, and we all have a lot of questions and problems when it comes to this specific part of the exam. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about ethics, and I hope I will be able to make it more easier for you all. I think these many slides should be more than enough for you all if you all can just understand. I've compiled it from a lot of different sources and from a lot of different books, and I just made these few slides, and I think they are just enough from the from the exam point of view. Now let's go and talk about ethics. Now we all know that ethics include five major principles, and they are autonomy. Autonomy is something that is that is basically means it is for the patient. So it basically anything that is related to the patient's right is known as autonomy. Next is justice. Justice, as we know the word justice, it is to be fair. Beneficence is to do good. Veracity is to be truthful, and non-maleficence it's to do no harm. So let's go about and talk the first one, that is autonomy. Now, as I already mentioned, that autonomy is something to do with patient's right. Any question that includes patient's consent, patient refusal to go with treatment, answer autonomy. So anything if in the question talks about patient's consent or patient's refusal to go with treatment, just go ahead and mark autonomy. It means patient's involvement and patient record as well. Now, furnishing copies of record. Now, dentists obligated to release records, copies, summaries, and x-rays at the request of the patient or the patient's new dentist. A dentist is allowed to grant them at no cost or at a cost, however. Cannot deny a patient their record if they have not paid in full. So, something that is known as this question does come in the exam, like if like the copies or the record is like who owns them. So basically they are the property of the dentist, but a dentist is obligated to release those records at the patient's request. Now, most of you might have worked at a dental clinic as a dental receptionist, and you guys would know that whenever the patient changes his her dentist or goes to a specialist, they or if you ask for, or if a new patient comes in and you are asking for the x-rays from the previous dentist, the receptionist is would be talking over the phone to the other office receptionist, and she would say that if the patient has consented or not. So you are liable to release those records at every cost, and it has got nothing to do if your patient has paid you in full or not. Now, the next one is justice to be fair. Now, it includes patient selection. Now, a dentist cannot refuse to treat patient based on their race, color, sex, or national origin. So, in the question, if it comes, talks about patient selection, patient with blood-borne pathogens, emergency services, any of these, if they come in the question, you have to mark justice. Now, patient with blood-borne pathogen, dentist cannot refuse to treat patient with HIV, HEP, or the other blood-borne pathogens. Emergency services again comes under justice. Justifiable opinion, dentists are obligated to inform the patient of their oral health status in a truthful and justifiable manner. This includes making remarks about other dentists as well. So we all know that we cannot talk bad about other dentists, and if it because it breaks a ethical principle. And which ethical principle does it break? It is justice. Expert testimony in the court, if they if there is a dentist that is being sued, and you are called in the court to give your testimony, you have to be truthful. So that will come under justice. Contingent fees, it is unethical to agree to payment in exchange for testifying as a dental expert to produce favorable outcomes. Again, that means that if a dentist is being sued and you are called to the court to give a testimony, you cannot agree to a payment just so that you can give a favorable outcome or the favorable decision to the party that is paying you. Split fees in advertising and marketing. It is unethical for a dentist to share profits from perspective of actual patients provided by marketing or advertising services. Like some tooth companies, they reach out to dentists, if you will prescribe this particular toothbrush to the patient, you can have certain amount of fees, so that is unethical again. Published communications. It is unethical for a dentist to make false or misleading representation of a published dental health article without truthfully disclosing the source. So you are supposed to disclose the source if you are publishing any dental health article. Now, next one is the beneficence. As I mentioned, beneficence means to do good. So, any question that will include about community service, government as a profession, research and development again will come under beneficence. Abuse and neglect, that is one of the major questions asked in the dental exam about abuse and neglect. If you see a patient is being, if you see certain signs and symptoms about abuse in a patient, especially in a child, which ethical principle is being violated? If you do not report, that is beneficence. Professional demeanor in the workplace. So these all will come under beneficence. Out of this one, the most important is the abuse and neglect and community service. Questions does come on that, about which ethical principle is being violated here. Next one is veracity, that means being truthful. Again, a question does come on dental amalgam and other restorative materials. It is unethical for a dentist to remove amalgam resto from a patient that is non-allergic for the sole purpose of removing toxic substance from the body. So if a patient comes to you and we know that amalgam is not something that we go ahead with anymore in the dental clinics because of mercury, so if a patient comes to you and you see a lot of amalgam fillings done and they are not bothering the patient, and you are like, oh, that those fillings need to be removed because they are amalgam and they are toxic to your body, no, you cannot do that if they are not giving any problem to the patient, because you are again breaking an ethical law, and the ethical law is veracity. Representation of fees. It is unethical for a dentist to represent fees in a false or misleading way. But waiver of co-payment. A dentist must collect co-payment of a third party payment under a co-payment plan. If a patient payment portion is not collected, this is considered overbilling. So this is again very important question that come under in the exam. Again, overbilling, insurance frauds. The only principle that is being violated here will be veracity. Treatment dates. Again, this is related to overbilling. Again, it is unethical for a dentist to increase fee for a service specifically for a patient who is covered. So sometimes what happens in the dental clinics is that the dentist would know that his a patient's insurance is covering 100% of the treatment, so they just increase the price of that treatment because they know that the insurance is covering all that amount, and it won't matter if a patient can pay more $200-300 from his or her pocket, but that is considered overbilling and it is breaking the veracity principle. Treatment dates. Again, treatment dates are related to insurance fraud. It is unethical for a dentist to submit a claim form with an incorrect treatment dates. Dental procedure. It is unethical for a dentist to incorrectly describe a claim for a procedure in order for great payment. So again, all these ones are insurance frauds. Unnecessary services. It is unethical for a dentist to perform unnecessary procedure. For example, if a patient just needs a filling, you cannot go ahead and be like, oh, I need to do a root canal treatment. Unearned non-health degree. It is unethical and misleading for a dentist to announce an unearned degree to the public. For example, if you are a DMD or DDS and you mention something along with that that you have not earned, that is again considered breaking a law, that is veracity. And the last one is non-maleficence, that means to do no harm. It covers education. Dentists was obligated to keep their knowledge and skill up to date. That's why we go and attend certain, we are supposed to earn certain credits every year as a new dentist. Consultation and referral. Dentist obligated to refer or consult with specialist in order to protect the welfare of the patient. So if a patient comes to your clinic and you know that you might need a second opinion, just because you are not sending that referral to a specialist because you want to keep that patient and you're not even sure that that something is there, you're not even sure about the treatment, and you are not going ahead with the referral or to a specialist, that is again unethical. Provide second opinion. Dentists are obligated to render a second opinion to patients referred by third parties. So if I am referring a patient to you, uh, you are not supposed to give a second opinion, like you could have done better, the work that I've done is not good and you could have done it better. No, you cannot give second opinions. So this was all for today, guys, about ethics. And I already made notes on the and this all slides did help me, and this is all I studied for my exam, and it did help me with the ethical portion, and I was able to answer all the questions in the exam very easily and happily. I didn't have any problem, just this much was enough, and these notes are really good. I have compiled them after a lot of hard work from different resources and everything. If you guys could just go through this, it would be, I think, more than sufficient for you guys as well. I hope you like this video, and I hope it will be beneficial for you all who are going ahead with their INBD exam soon. Wishing you all very best, and please do like and subscribe my channel. Wishing you all very best. Thank you.